not only was it completely forgotten about, but not a single person even gave a shred of a fuck about joining to get in on it. And I mean,
I
like
mean,
the
you remember
original,
how we did behind the fence, right? We just, said,
just do it.
Let's do a thing. And then I was like, give me 5 minutes. Boom, fucking scenes and graphics. We got
I'll
it.
be
Put,
I'll
put,
be
put,
right back.
put the fucking vaporwave on screen. Put the music on. Download something illegal off of SoundCloud, which probably has more copyrighted music than actual music. And then it's like, well, now we have this thing that is just pissing with vaporwave every fucking direction. Um, and
Every single facet is just leaking parody 80s, 90s
I also
retro.
noticed that we somehow did this thing where, you know, your whole shtick is like the vaporwave aesthetics and the gifs and the stuff. And my thing is like black and white and sort of retro. So now Behind the Fence has become this like black and white vaporwave thing. And it happened on accident.
Vintage vaporwave, best vaporwave.
Which I'm really proud of in a way, because it's like, this
It's
happened,
original.
this
It's
happened
so
good.
original now.
Yeah.
And nobody can deny its originality, but
And you know how much better it is than all the other shit that we did? It still has no fucking viewers.
if not better. Where see this is where whatchamacallit. This is where this is where Toast Talk fucked up, because see, where they got viewers, we went one step ahead. 0 viewers, bitches.
Nobody sees this.
Nobody watches this shit.
This
Why?
is,
It's that fucking premium.
yeah,
That fucking
it's so
exclusive.
good. It's golden. It's a golden split on every fucking second. You know, we have an open tab of live split just running every episode, and it's gold splits every fucking second. It's just that quicker, that
Always
fast.
PBing. Always fucking world records.
Yeah, and you bet your fucking ass we have that rainbow setting for PBs. You bet your fucking ass.
I set my thing for rainbow settings for PBs.
Of course
I
you would.
even
Who
figured out
wouldn't
how to.
set it for fucking rainbows?
I
Come
gave
on.
it a cool little graphic too, a cool little PNG graphic in the middle of it.
Oh my god, that's so hardcore.
Now I just have to figure out how to add more segments into this thing, and we're all good. I wish it had GIF support. I'd extraordinarily appreciate GIF support, but we'll get there when we get there. You know, that's probably on the docket
You know,
for Live
people
Split's
would
development.
make it instantly anime, right?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's just fucking boot up the fucking anime PNG of some random fucking Toho character, and then boom, you're in. You are in.
Do you know like how far I've gotten into the whole Japanese thing? I used to be like, oh, what is this hentai in front of me? And it was just like a Japanese man or whatever. But I was like so anti everything weebish. I didn't even care if it was like not at all weebish. It was just like, is it slightly more Eastern than my perceptions of life? Well, that's weeb shit. Get out of my katana shop.
Get out. I used to kind of have like the same feeling, because well, I had very nice friends who essentially first introduced me to Western animation via, oh hey, check this out, cool link to this video, it's really good anime. Oh okay, this is porn. And then from there on, in my wee young lad days, I began to associate literally anything that was Nihon animation as, well, they just want to draw the porn. They just want to draw the really unrealistically good-looking women that oh, and it's the absolute most fantasy. It's like, hentai is not meant to like remotely parody porn, or it's even not remotely meant to like come off as porn. It's fantasy porn. I get it. It's fucking animated, and None of it is actually like real. It's not
Are you
supposed to be,
are
even
you
though
saying the
there's no
controversial
realism to it.
thought that anime is in fact not real?
I'll go there. I'm brave and controversial, and I'll
I
make the statements of it's not. It's simply not real, and I can't condone its realness. And if I ever see somebody making it real, you best believe I'm calling the police. Like, I'm calling the police immediately, and
Hey,
I'm filing a
there's
complaint because
a
this
man
shit.
here. He's trying to summon anime. He's got
This
a body
man here is
pillow.
making some anime. Officers, you better send 2 people down here right now, because I don't
With
think one
guns.
officer is going
He's
to be
armed.
enough. Bring guns. Bring all of your police guns. Bring all the possible police guns you have. You guys know that big fucking that weirdly like oversized shotgun that has essentially like a serrated teeth edge barrel for like easy door hinge removal? Bring several of those. Make sure every officer is carrying at least 2 in hand. I want to see golden eye 007 officers on the scene. Also, petition to Trump to make it so that police officers have to mandatorily walk around with 2 large firearms in hands
Just
at
like BJ
all
Blazkowicz from
just
like Wolfenstein. Just like, yeah, I've got 2 semi-automatic shotguns. Just
I guarantee you, or that, or just straight up like 2 fucking enormous Beretta 50 cals like they liked to do. I guarantee you, crime will go down several billions of percents. It will go down faster than an anvil in a vacuum racing a feather. They're both gonna drop to the
it's gonna
ground. That's the
plummet.
point of the
Suicide
physics.
rate drops to 0. Just like, yeah, nobody can kill themselves because the police actually kills you before that.
Exactly. You fix
Simple.
suicide rate, you fix crime. Now nobody who's gonna commit crime? Who's gonna be the insane motherfucker who wants to commit crime knowing that there are police officers patrolling the streets toting double Beretta 50 cals in the area? Who's the maniac that's literally it would have to be people, wishing for death. People who just have a death wish and think, well, you know what, I want to die anyway, I might as well try to take somebody with me. Legitimately only those people would be willing to like go as far as to say, well, I'm gonna go commit crime. Only them. And even then they probably would still reconsider, because I mean, I don't know about anybody here, but I see a big old thick, handsome, cool police officer, and he's just holding 2 Beretta 50 cals, easily just toting them down. I'd reconsider crime. I'd think, do I really want to? Do I really, really want to?
But imagine this. Imagine, having organized crime turn into the cultural equivalent of GTA 5. Just everything would be in a larger scale.
Police department already giving me a call, telling me not to reveal their secrets.
Yeah, we're working on this, fam. You shouldn't be talking about this.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. That way they'll prepare. That way the criminals will then they'll come then go get 2 guns themselves.
Yeah, because
They'll
the only
copy our
people who
strats.
watch this are actually, condemned criminals. That's the
Shout out
kind
to
of
all
audience we
shout out to
got.
all our condemned criminals and felons, given the podcast to listen. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Would
you're doing the Lord's
appreciate
work.
if you would appreciate if you guys maybe, I don't know, didn't commit too much crime, or
Yeah,
maybe
just a bit. Just the sort of recommended amount of daily crime. Like steal a packet of gum sometimes, just to keep the
maybe,
balance,
and then maybe even consider, I don't know, doing anti-crime, like the opposite of crime.
Just like Sly Cooper. My crime is justified because I steal from thieves. What?
Uh,
I
I
love
don't
how
know.
flawed that was. Like, there's been like a decade of Sly Cooper games, and every single time they mention something like, you realize that stealing from criminals is still stealing, therefore you are a criminal. He's like,
Yeah, but I mean, who else is gonna steal from them?
yeah, you know? It's like, what?
Uh, but then again, how interesting and how fun of a game idea would it be if he was like, "Oh, I steal from criminals and then give it back. I'm a thief and I steal from criminals and the shit that they take, I go and give it back."
I mean, then it would
How
be just like generic Robin Hood, you know?
it's like how like how just interesting would people like consider that? Because I think like, okay, you take stuff and you give it back to the people who originally owned it, but where's the flavor? Where's the sense of you're going through a challenge or trial or some form of crucible, what have you, in order to make make what you're doing have any sense of gravity or brevity or anything. It's really, I mean, it's like that's what cops do. That's what the police does. The police essentially goes and steals from criminal, albeit, I mean, call it stealing when the
They
police
call
do
it
it.
liberating, just like
They call
America.
it confiscation.
Oh,
But
yeah. Yeah, those
it's
sophisticated law terms, I know.
yeah, confiscation. But you know, it's like that's what the police do. The police do stuff like that. And how fun is that? Police are boring, but uh, there's a I don't want to say uh romanticized perspective to it, but it just gives it a more interesting light when you give it the sense of, oh, I'm a criminal, but I'm stealing from criminals to keep for myself. This essentially gets them to the point of, well, criminals beware, because you think you have to steal. uh,
I mean, there's that
I'm gonna come
whole.
catch you. I'm gonna catch you.
I remember that there was a thing like Sherlock Holmes is like, oh yeah, I'm the good guy. I'm really clever and I fight the bad guys and I discover why the crime is happen. And and then there's like the French equivalent of Sherlock Holmes. It's not really Sherlock Holmes at all. It's like Arsène Lupin. Oh, I'm a genuine thief. I steal things, but I'm really sexy while doing so. So at some point, as far as I know, they made a crossover. Like it's the two greatest good bad doers in history finally meet in this singular example of what the fuck. And that's all I know, really, about, yeah. We're romanticizing the thieviness of people.
But and again, I don't want to, classify or put it into the terms of, oh, romanticizing thieving, since uh, it's not the portrayal or so much the displaying of it that to me is what gives video games a super bad rap, but it's the sense of glorification. I think that's where the whole argument for video games violence causes video games bullshit theories that people still use to this day,
It's the
after
80s!
after 40 years, almost what, 30, 40 years, well, not 30, 40, but like almost after 20, 30 years, we still have our nifty little excuse of, well, these fucking video games with their Call of Duty and their Fortnite, they cause these children to grab the guns, go into their schools, and do a Columbine. And
You know what? I think I've cracked it. I think I know why this happens. So, just surmise in your mind. Just imagine the case. You have two kids. One of them plays video games. The other plays video games as well. But both of them play video games in a very different manner. The first one likes to play first-person shooters and also likes playing a bit of third-person shooters. He uses an analog stick to move his camera. He moves up to move the camera up. He moves down to move the camera down. He moves left to move the camera left. He moves the camera right. And the other guy, who for some reason thinks he's a fucking airplane pilot, plays first-person shooters with inverted controls. He imagines that he's holding the character's head and tilting it upwards and downwards instead of moving his eyes up and down, like you would be if you were a normal person.
What do you mean? So you mean to tell me that your head doesn't move up when you move your neck downwards?
But you don't think about your neck, you think about your eyes moving upwards, do you now?
What kind of witchcraft are you telling me?
So, I think that organized crime in its entirety around video games is based upon the disconnect that Child 1 plays video games thinking he is the character and thus uses normal controls to move his eyes up and down, and Exhibit B, Child 2, thinks he's controlling a third character, a third party per se, that is not his friend, not himself, but some other imaginary fictitious person on screen, and thus the disconnect between him and the character is the distance between him and the screen. Thus, Child A is more prone to shooting a lot of kids at school.
Child A gets really fucking frustrated with the camera and thus decides to rampage. Oh, so I get it. It's the cameras. It's the in-game cameras and the camera mechanics.
So if you invert your controls, you're probably a piece of shit.
If you invert your controls, you are the. If you invert your controls and you leave them just inverted like that, you are most likely the cause of the shootings that happen.
And you know what? In the PS2 era, nobody fucking asks you if you want to invert your controls. You know why? Because fucking DMC1's fucking flight controls are inverted. That's my entire spiel.
They didn't ask you for it. They just did it. They did it for you.
They want to make serial killers out of you. That is what DMC was made for. Hideki Kamiya, I'm fucking calling you out.
Hideki, listen. Inverted controls or no?
You've had like 3 chances. 3 times you've had the opportunity to add a simple option to Devil May Cry 1 in the HD collections that says fucking normal control. And you didn't. Why? Because fucking Capcom are cunts.
They're the ones that keep doing it. They every time he he looks at whatchamacallit, the scheme up for how the development has been going. They just look over it, and Hideki's like, okay guys, so here's the fucking the game, and well, there's these parts where we have some really intuitive like gameplay change where you pilots a rocket, or gets through some kind of really accuracy demanding precision platforming bits, and I was thinking maybe we just have no normal controls, like you move the camera up, it goes to
And you know what the worst part is?
They put the fucking gun up to his head like, inverted controls, Kamiya-san.
There's even a worse part to this. There's like an Exhibit C. There's that weird kid in the corner that nobody talks to, who inverts only one axis. Like just vertical. Left and right is still left and right. That kid is the one who plays DMC.
No, that kid is the one who got way too fucking into Windows Flight Simulator and thought, this is what video games need to be across the board. This is what they were meant to be. I played a dinky C plus programmed simulator. This is the video game. Everything needs to be like this.
Yeah, you think that Dark Souls people were bad, like, oh yeah, everything is like Dark Souls. But no, the fucking Flight Sim people, they've been doing this for years, man. You can't fucking measure your dick against those guys. They've got like a flight stick and you've got just a dinky thing. You know? It's not good. And probably gay. That's the worst part. Imagine if you touched your dick and you were gay.
Is that how it works?
I think no.
Can I get my gay Google real quick? Can we get our PC wizard friends who know how to make websites and know how to do engine browsers? Can we get them up make yourselves a fucking a Google where essentially if I ask hey, so is looking at my dick through the mirror, does that make me gay? And it gives me the answer yes or no, and it gives me a brief little explanation with like links and articles and resources, and it tells me essentially yes or no, and this is why.
But
We would be in massive appreciation.
Imagine if mirrors in real life worked like they did in DMC, like they were a gateway to the underworld or like the mirror universe, where like Virgil was supposedly at after
the
3.
Underworld.
Yeah, and so if you're looking at your dick through a mirror, are you looking at Virgil's dick?
Are you?
And is that incest?
If you're looking at your dick in hell, is it gay? If you are in hell and you are directly staring at your penis, does that gay? God,
So many questions. Camille, get fucking on it, man. I need answers.
What's the lore behind the underworld? Why does the essentially first bit of the underworld completely look like heaven? It looks like a weird kind of Kafka-esque representation of what twisted hell would be. It's
the first part is like, oh, there's grotesque things and there's like tentacles and flesh over the walls and everything is changing. Oh, and this is a huge beating heart, and then there's like a rib cage opening to be a door, and then you cut through the uvula and then you go through a door and there's a nightmare there. Oh, this is spooky, this is the underworld. And then you fucking go through a door and it's like, oh yeah, welcome to Greece.
Hi there. This is not heaven.
Yeah, question
Super
mark?
great place to be. I just don't know. You know, I enjoy the whole kind of, it's all kind of like warped, weird, distorted, monstrous flesh, and the walls are essentially like distorted and contorted rib cages with meat and viscera and all forms of horrible, weird gore. But uh, yet, I can't help but think, while that is kind of all cool and fine and whatnot, it feels very, very cliche, very generic, at least in my brain. Because it's kind of like what you expect out of hell to be, is a very in your face. Because that kind of setup is, in my eyes, it's very in your face. You know, it's look, it's scary, look, there's viscera on the walls, look, the environment is made out of human gore, look, that door is essentially a gaping, breathing real mouth that gapes in weird ways and just does all this shit. And I can't help but feel like the point that it's supposed to be something that I'm supposed to be scared of, I can't help but feel like this is being beaten down into my brain and just incessantly rammed in and in. Like, are you scared yet? Are you scared yet? Are you disturbed yet? Look at the disturbing stuff. Please be disturbed by this. It's disturbing. I I get it. I can't help but say that I get it. It's oh viscera, oh gore, oh all of the themes and elements that I expect something that is scary to be. It's far too predictable. Far too predictable for my taste. Whereas that opening part for the DMC3 uh when you open into whatchamacalls it the first part of hell where it's just that the kind of like white room, well not white room but this white realm that's it's very heavenly, but it's got enough to its level design where it feels off. There's something wrong about it. It of course there's a heavenly aura. It's white, there's a glow, and once you enter the level, there's nothing but this peaceful sonata of ambient ariatic music of just uh, very light angelic atmosphere in tone that it presents in your face, but right underneath that layer of the angelic atmosphere there's just enough subtly done within it that immediately offsets everything about what was supposed to be heavenly about the place as oh something's wrong with it, something's off about it. If I kind of like squint hard enough into the level, it doesn't seem like heavenly white walls and beautiful uh beautiful angelic whatever. It feels much more you know uh, dastardly. Like if I squint, I'm not seeing pristine covering anymore. I'm not seeing any kind of like angelic construction. It feels like twisted demonic visages that are just so lightly and unnoticeably blended into the construction of the level, but it's there and it's there and it shows itself to me when I look into it.
You know what? Like, when DMC5 comes out, there's definitely gonna be, like, the underworld part. You know? Nero's gonna be, strolling in through viscera, pus, and guts. And then he's gonna open a door, but then they're gonna play, like, the shocker card on us. It's not gonna be, like,
It's like,
the whole
oh
Mundle
look,
place.
it's a fire, gore.
No, you know what?
Scared
They're gonna
yet?
pull a complete 360. They're gonna do a Nier Automata, and they're gonna change the gameplay entirely. Prepare yourself. You're gonna open those gates, and DMC5 is gonna turn into an all-out battle royale.
It's going to be a battle royale of now we've wanted to create the best kind of hell environment since this is a game about demons and hell. So we wanted to create a really authentic, really a genuine feeling kind of aspiration to the look and feel of hell. So we have done as such. The entire game is a battle royale.
Yeah, those
The entire
hands Nero
fucking
is gonna
game
be
is going to
collecting.
battle royale.
Yeah, you get those from loot boxes you find on the field. Yeah, look at that. All the new devil arms, well, they're in crates too. Oh, and look, you can buy the exclusive iconic ebony and ivory skins just for $2.99. Imagine that.
Also, check it. You can get there's the common devil trigger, but uh there's the purple devil trigger, the blue devil trigger,
Customize
and
your own
then
devil trigger, just
and
like
then
in
legendary
DMC2. That's
yellow.
gonna be the collection. That's gonna be the connection between DMC2 and DMC5. It's gonna be, you can slot in different color combinations into your devil trigger, just like that weird amulet thing that Dante had in DMC2. You get it?
Yeah,
What?
don't you remember, guys? That's what that was. That was a costume
That
change.
was the skin selection menu.
That was just that amulet was just a color and costume changer. But see, that costume and amulet isn't even all that bad. No, see, it's not even all that good because it's just an uncommon one. Which you want to go is for uncommon ones, or maybe even rare, maybe even legendary. Like yellow, like the orange amulets, which are the legendary ones. Those are the most high level ones. Want to go for that amulet
Yeah.
that also unlocks the fucking demon world or some shit. Please, God in heaven, if you be and if you care at all about what it means to have a good video game, or I mean, you know what? It just we've suffered. We've suffered, God. I feel like we have. We definitely have. And if you say we haven't, then you're lying and you're wrong. And here's why. We've had not in a million years. We've had pull my devil trigger.
I
We've
mean, Pull
had
My Devil
Fortnite,
Trigger is not bad, really.
and
Is
we've
it?
we've had Fortnite. We've
I mean,
had EA. we God, we've suffered. Like we've suffered. Don't worry, we're not faking down here. I swear to God, we're not faking it down here. Not at all. We have in fact suffered. So please, no battle royale. No battle royale. Just keep Nero how he is. Because I liked what they showed at E3. I liked what they showed gameplay wise. It looked neat. It looked decent. Looked very looked very entertaining. Although whoever the rootin' tootin' kicking cowgirl partner assistant is,
yeah, that
not the
kind of moved me away. Though it's kind of the thing because you've had these like babes walking around you with Dante. You have like Trish, you have Lady, you have that weird like redheaded chick that nobody cares about but is still somehow considered like a Bond babe. Um, and now you have like, yeah, um, can we get Trish and Lady back? Cause,
but
cause, cause that works with my PP more.
but it's like the thing about it is this girl's hot too. This girl is definitely like she's a babe too. I get it. Like the point of her is to be like a babe, but I don't know if like kind of this new breed of we have to complain about literally anything at all that makes that dudes like. I don't know if that's just like the flavor of the decade, but she's definitely a babe too. But being a babe is not what made Lady and Trish interesting characters, not by a fucking long mile. I mean, whatchamacallit, Lady in DMC3 when she's just like supposed to be a teenager herself, right? Or like what, at least 20, at
Yeah,
least
she's
in
kind
her
of young
20s?
there.
Yeah. She's not even really a babe. She's just a cute girl. She's a cute white, like waifu status, not something to like be sexualized exactly, not something strictly to be, sexualized or looked at in a sexual way, but it's like it's a waifu. She's a cute girl and we like her, but another point to them was that these girls are fucking badass.
They can
They
fucking
are
kick your ass. They can
they are
fucking stomp you with heels, man. You
call
know?
them call them objects all you want, but Trish has kicked Dante's ass on 4 separate occasions. Like she has kicked his fucking shit in. All right, she could kick his ass. Lady could kick his ass. They could both really, really give him a run for his money. Like they're like in terms of combat ability, they are characters that like would force Dante to get serious. They force him to essentially like be serious and fight seriously because demons and shit. He toys around with demons. I don't know if anybody's seen the anime or even like the mangas
Just the
or like even
fucking
if they've
intro
read
of
the mangas.
DMC3, man. He
He
fucking starts
doesn't
with it.
give. He
He's
like
being
doesn't give.
impaled. It's fucking give a shit. He fucking spins them around, eats some pizza, punches some music on, and it's fucking let's go.
Like it's all cool, but what y'all have to understand about that entire like introductory part is that Dante does not give a flying demonic fuck. He is literally toying around with every single being in his office that is essentially trying to kill him, and they do almost like, they're genuinely like trying to take his life. A bunch of them just appear out of fucking nowhere and impale him to all hell and back, and he didn't. Like, he just kind of takes it and then literally pushes one into pieces. Doesn't even hit him with a closed fist. Just bonk, pushes him away to the point where like his skull fell off of its fucking face. And he just grabs it and he's like, oh, this is cool. Demons came to me instead of me coming to them. Oh, that's so much more convenient. God, I wish they'd do this shit more. Like, he's toying around with them, absolutely toying around with them. Whereas, I don't know, he has to fight with Lady. She makes him get serious. She, like, his fight with him not only is a fight that he took absolutely seriously, but a fight that essentially makes him give a fuck about the entire point of the like the lore of DMC3, because like the whole point of DMC3's lore was, okay, like the world is going to shit. Virgil is opening the demon world, sending everything into apocalypse mode, but Dante didn't give a fuck about that. Literally, the only reason he went through the trouble of ascending through the Teminate Gru to get up to him is solely for the fact to fight and beat Virgil. They don't like each other. They really, really don't like each other because of their differing personalities, which, I mean, surprise, surprise, weird, but it's like, Sparta was said to have had like both personalities. He both had the personality of Virgil and Dante, and twins. They both got a half of Daddy's coin, and they hate each other. So that's why they fight, because they hate each other. And literally, his entire motivation was to just get up there to fight and kick Virgil's ass. And you have everything in the entirety of the game essentially telling Virgil to his face that this isn't like, this situation is just not about your bullshit want to kick your like brother's ass. Is very far away from just being that. Like, the point of this is that the world is ending and hell is about to open and cause apocalypse in the world. That is the fucking point of what's happening here. And none of that fazed him. Absolutely none of that fazed him at all. But Lady's encounter with him, his whole spiel about her family life and why she's doing it, and his fight with her, that convinced him of what's important. That kind of, in Dante's own right, woke him up to justice. You don't get that from being an empty character. You don't do that by just being some, dumb sexual, like, just sex object bimbo whose pure and only point of being in the game is to just, be the bimbo that you are. That's not the point. She's got a character to her. She's got substance to her. And that's where I fail to see these merits. And what's this new character's name? What's Country Girl's name supposed to be? You see that boy right there? He good killing them demons.
Yeah, it's like he's shooting him like gators.
I'm going to like refer to her as Gator Catcher because I don't even fucking know her name.
There's probably like a press release somewhere, but I don't care enough for that.
Yeah, it's like, what's her deal? What's her
I
point?
think
Okay,
she's
so
going
she's
to
somewhat
be.
of a babe, like, but the first mistake that Kamiya made, not Kamiya, but the first mistake that Itsuno-san made there is she looks like fucking Sarah Palin.
Yeah, I think her whole thing is gonna be no statues of the god of time, R.I.P.
R.I.P. God of Time. Shout out.
And she's gonna be like the fucking shopkeeper, being like, "What are you buying?"
Or just cause, because they're in a van now, and the van has the whole Devil May Cry thing. So I'm wondering if like the lore like tie-in is going to be so Nero kind of came to his own senses about since Nero's whole position in the story like DMC4 wise was kind of like they basically made his motivations like completely the same as uh Dante's. I don't
Yeah,
give a
just kick
fuck. I'm
demons,
just doing
fucking
this to
kick the
kick
shit
somebody's
out of them.
ass. To which when then what was it then uh who was it now not Nero, no, but Kyrie, his love interest,
Oh
his
god.
shoehorned in love interest.
Kyrie!
I'm gonna save you. They can't take you away from
I just love
me.
that. I watched the like Foxcade retrospective on DMC4, and he made like an entire montage of like all the times he was shouting "Kyrie" into the fucking screen, and it's like his character
I
is
think
based
that's
almost
Nero.
entirely on him. You know,
That's like 30% of his dialogue, just shouting her name and talking about how his motivation is to save her. I'm fucking somebody fucking quote. I dare somebody to quote me on this because I guarantee you it is the God-given truth. But I swear to God, this motherfucker's like 30% of this motherfucker's dialogue is essentially shout about this bitch, shout about how you miss her, shout about how your sole fucking motivation for everything that you're doing right now is because the big bad army man, no, it's the big bad religious man took her away from you.
yeah,
I it's like
that's the entire game, and we don't even really get to know a lot about Kyrie and the big bad religious man.
she has no personality. I dare anybody who has the guts to look me in the face and say, "Well, yeah, she has a personality, she has a character." Okay, yeah, what is it? What's her character?
You know what
She's a girl
I
and
kind
she's a
of
part of the order and she gets used by the order. She might feel betrayed. She cares about her brother. Yeah. So what's her character?
You know what she is? She's that princess chick from Sonic 06.
Oh, fucking what was her name? Elise or something. Who
I
was
don't
just
care.
literally there as I
They
don't even know. We're going to
they
call her
look
name
the
plot device
fucking
because
same. They are the same person.
we just changed the haircut and
They
this time
almost look entirely
gave her
like
pants.
the first
The,
moment I saw like Kirei, uh, I was like, wait, no, no, and then I heard the smell of chili dogs just in my brain, and I'm like, no, this can't be. I fought this evil Stephen King monster before.
no, no. I thought you were dead. I thought you were gone. No. No. Oh God. Oh God. It's I can't like fathom. I can't fathom like what the point of it is. It's because I don't even remember that girl's name from '06. I think it was like Elise or Elysium
Nobody
something.
cares.
I
Nobody
refer
cares
to
if
her
it's.
solely as plot device. That's her name, plot device. What is her purpose? Plot device. Her purpose there is to just be, she is the flimsy reason that we have to justify why literally anything bad is going on in the story of the game right now. She is the fucking flimsy glue, like gorilla glue that's and piece of string that's holding this carnival ride together. And you know what? Even then, it really really falls fucking flat on its face in doing that much because I still didn't understand what the fuck her actual point was and why she was the weird and sudden cause of everything that happened there. Like,
She had
okay,
to
so
kiss Sonic. So it could sell the trans animal person relationship to kids.
We have to have a we have to have a girl whose fucking legs were 3 times darker than her actual entire body. We had to have that character kiss Sonic so that everybody who really likes Sonic can be like, "Oh, see, romance is alive."
Yeah, I can also kiss Sonic, right?
Wait, wait, a
Yeah, I
human
wanna
kissing
touch those
Sonic? That
blue
means I
lips.
want to kiss Sonic now.
Yeah.
Oh, but
How I can't wrap my head around people who fetishize Sonic. Like, I get that bestiality is a thing, I get that furries exist, but why Sonic?
mental illness.
Okay,
I give you enough of an answer.
sure. You
It's
bet your
like
fucking ass.
there really isn't too much of an answer apart from some people are mentally ill, some people are, and okay, before everybody grabs their pitchforks to crucify us, times five. No, not all people that like Sonic are mentally ill.
Just most
Just
of
the
them.
ones that want to fuck him.
Just most of them.
Those people might be mentally ill.
The
I
worst
mean,
part, the worst part is the kids are the ones who see this shit. They're the ones on DeviantArt with their paint skills,
I
drawing
don't mind it.
Sonic
Like
OC.
I used to kind of have that cringy like edgelord mentality of just literally make fun of anybody who likes Sonic or expresses weird
No, liking Sonic is
unconventional.
okay. Liking Sonic is fine, but don't put your dick on him.
Well, it's
Don't.
like, yeah, but I used to be the cunt edge lord who would, shit on anybody who would have any form of kind of like that unconventional liking of Sonic. But it's like for deviant art, I give a weird circumstantial pass to deviant art because a lot of them are kids. It's kids. It's mostly it's really not like individuals that are above the age of 16. Like 16 is like the hard cap of those people. It's the like 18 and above crowd that I would primarily give the flack to. Because I would think, there's just something not very, humanly mature about looking at a not even fully humanoidal fictional character and having not like sexual feelings, but like sexual feelings and sexual like mentalities that are strong enough where you essentially create fantasies of yourself and Sonic fucking in your mind, or you create weird kind of like almost self-insert sexual fantasies, and you like go as far as to put that into reality via drawing it. That part is the part that where my brain would say that's where I'm having problems. I'm having issues with what I'm seeing. I'm not liking it, and I don't think I'm condoning it too much.
And there's fan fiction and movies and games and fan stuff that people make. It's like creative energy wasted.
Because it's like I give like the kids fully a pass because it's like you're kids. It's like fine, kids do kids be kids. They're doing their thing, and it's like, what, why not? Like, if you can't be crazy in youth, then when can you be, really? But when you reach adulthood, there's really like a point in time where you have to have like learned some sense of moderation for your likes, for whatever attractions you have. And you know what, a lot of sane adults, a lot of normal sane adults, when they have weirdly unconventional desires, attractions, mentalities, what have you, typically, they look to themselves and they think, something wrong with me. S- Uh, am I? Is it me? Am I? Question mark. The not the okay one in the equation, and not to say that it's wrong to do so, but a proper adult puts their mind under scrutiny. A proper adult puts everything in their mind under scrutiny in order to, remold it into a lens of moderation and maturity. Seeing fucking adults just like proudly waving around uh like Sonic fan fiction or Sonic fan art of like inflated fat farting Sonic is like pictures of a big obese Sonic sitting on them fucking chugging huffs of ass gas right into their lungs. It's like, okay, you know what, you might call me offensive and inconsiderate for knocking you for it, and I don't knock you for it, but I'm not strictly knocking you for it, but you know what, I would in the same vein call you inconsiderate and offensive because I feel like these people don't really ever even try to think about and consider who this might disturb, who this might who this might offend, who might not take too well to this. And it's like, and there's in my mind there's this very, very weak and immature kind of blanket excuse behind it being whatchamacallit, well, it's just something that I like, bro. I'm not hurting anybody with it. I'm not
You're
doing
hurting
anything to
me. You're hurting my
anybody
eyes.
with it. But it's like, you know what? Just it, and true, nobody's being hurt from it. No, genuinely nobody is actually being hurt from it. And anybody that says they're hurt from Sonic fan fiction or weird fucking Sonic fan art, cut the bullshit. Just cut the bullshit. But as inconsiderate as it is to knock people for, deliberately hating or deliberately knocking somebody for a particular like, it's also very inconsiderate to, think that this doesn't affect somebody negatively because everybody kind of has a threshold. Everybody has a threshold of what, they can like look at that they consider as like, oh, this is something that I can look at without like retching or without having a really fucking bad stomach feeling about it, you know? And not being at least somewhat considerate of this as well, I feel is in the same vein rude as it is to knock somebody's liking of it. Because I like stuff. I like stuff, and I like certain things, but I always carry with it, and I hope you do too. I hope you're not an edgelord as well, but what if you are? Text me. Uh,
Is it too late to tell you about my Sonic OC?
yeah, far too late. Far too late. I've already called the police.
The authorities are already at your door.
Can't I explain? No, it's too late.
No, it's too late.
For you. It's too
You've
late
had
for you. You're
like
going away for a long
40
time.
years, man. You've had 40 years to quit Sonic. Like, cut the fucking slack and get into the van.
But it's like, I have my own likes. We all have our own likes, and I feel like we all will experience interests that, might not be conventional or might be ones that people consider unconventional, but it's it's always very inconsiderate firstly of the individual to think that, just because it's your personal preference, just because it's something that you like, it like automatically means that it's something that like will never offend somebody or never be something that could give somebody a negative reaction. And that's not a call to change. That's not a call to like change who you are per se, because look, in my mind, however much the Tumblr police are going to, add the death penalty to me for saying this, regardless of who you are, in my mind, not just me, but everyone in these United States of America, everyone has the right to be offensive, and everybody has the right to be offended, you know? So it's like you can have your weird fetishes, you can have your uh, overly obese inflation farting kink Sonic fan art included with full diaper scat or whatever other
Cumsock.
extreme you'd like to go to, because vanilla just doesn't make you come anymore. But it's it's fine.
Vanilla Sonic does not.
It's
It does not
completely
satisfy me.
fine. Yeah, it's like whatever you have that you need because you just can't get off to the normal stuff anymore. That's fine. You can have it. You can offend me with it. Like, you have the right. I tell you, you have the right to offend me with that. I have the right to be offended by that. But to act like you're doing something innocent, to act like it's just consequential purely because, and not to say, that like if there's like a consequence to it, like there's some hard consequence to it, but it's like to act like this is something that shouldn't give people a negative reaction solely on the basis because it's a personal preference. That is that's inconsiderate. That's like being truly inconsiderate. IMO. You know? Be an adult, like your stuff, try to have a sense of moderation, try to have a sense of I understand that not everybody is going to like this shit. Try to have the sense of maybe this is going to have a negative reaction by people, but don't like sit there and feel like nobody is allowed to knock you for it. Don't ever. It's this mentality that uh I have like kind of come to really abhor in just kind of like today's mentality, and abhor not in the left, or if we're gonna get political we
What?
say
Why are
the
we saying
left.
direction all of a sudden? Are you trying to orientate me towards the nearest supermarket, or is this political? You know what? You know what's gonna cheer you up after divulging your Sonic kinks? You know what?
Yes.
We got more money. We dug up more artifacts, and we have enough money for another game show. Are you ready
Oh, sweet, we got another game show. Sweet.
behind the fence
The
happy
studio
fun
gave
time
us the
game
funding,
show?
guys. Let's go.
Yeah, Drew Carey, don't sue us. Thanks. So today we found another box, this time inconspicuously marked with a question mark. If you don't remember the rules, I will now divulge them for you. You have 3 attempts to guess what is in the box, which has been dug from an ancient Mayan burial ground. Don't ask why. We have people for that. Mainly us two. Other than that, you will get a hint that has nothing to do with what is inside the box at every failed attempt to guess what is inside the box. To win, you have to guess what is inside the box, or not. I don't know. I don't write this stuff.
Who put the box there? Why can't we get a better box? Was that all in the budget?
I mean, Tim,
Can we get a better box? I'd like a better one.
I guess not. Maybe next episode when we dig up that other place. But we have this box. It has stuff in it. Would you like a hint first, or would you like to do the blind guess of fate?
Oh, no, I'm gonna guess that inside the box is a nice, lovely peach.
No, but it does like Sonic fanfiction.
Oh, is it? Is there a 13-year-old DeviantArt artist, like thick quote unquote, in there?
You're very close, though. it does have a faint distaste for metal, like the iron, like the composite metal, not music.
Oh, I thought you meant like Metal Sonic.
It also hates Metal Sonic, like furiously. It beats its dick so hard it falls off.
Is it Knuckles?
Let me just check. No, not Knuckles, though. Maybe? No. Not really. I guess you lost. Yeah, the producer's putting a gun up to my head saying that you lost and I can't really give you another try. But I will do it anyway. The last thing I can give you is that it does laundry on Saturdays.
Is it the parents of deviant art teenagers?
No, but I'll tell you what. If this fucking button works, we spend so much money on electronics. You bet your fucking ass it should work.
Alright, show me the money. Dun, 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 dun,
It
dun.
is what is that? Okay, apparently.
Oh! Okay!
Hey, Ashley.
In that case, you think you could elaborate?
Hey, thanks, babe. No, you're not in the box. You're just in time for the Behind the Fence Happy Fun Time game show, where we just revealed
This? Why have you kidnapped me?
the
Please, I want to see my parents.
and we revealed what is inside the mystery box, but we can hide it again, just for you, so your wonderful viewers can see what is not inside the box. Imagine you don't see what's on screen right now. Teddy, you have 3 attempts to guess.
What is that thing? Is that a projector?
I don't. Shush!
Did you just put a fucking projector on screen?
Shh, it's a mystery box. We're doing the spiel. It's like time jumping, but backwards.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Reel it back. Hi, welcome to the Happy Fun Time game show on Behind the Fence. We will pick 3. Today, we will be picking 3 random guesses to see what's inside the box. Guess number 1.
AIDS.
Sonic.
Wow, those are synonyms. Imagine that. It is not Sonic, but it does in fact have a faint distaste for anime and hentai.
Is it 4chan?
Very close, I think, but you failed this one again. I'm just rummaging for time.
No, producer, don't cut me off. I got 2 more tries. You promised me 2 more tries.
What I have on my notes is that it does nature photography. Yeah.
Pictobox?
Correct, but not. It is actually the number 4, but divided by 16, turned backwards, which is still not the object in the box, but it is your 3rd and final hint.
Is it Knuckles?
No, it is time to reveal what is in the box for the first time in this episode. It is actually I googled this because it was just
Google up what the fucking answer was in the box.
It was in Chinese because I found it on Google Images after typing like a random number in, and it's apparently a Sulao Fen Si Ji Jaire Sulio Fen Su Ji Swazo Jengui Shi, which in human speak,
one more time.
It's a Sen Lao Fen Xiu Ji Jia Ye Xin Wu Fu Xiu Ji Xiao Zhou.
One more time.
Jin Cheng Su. I will. I have a gun. I have a gun up to my head, man. Do me a fucking favor.
I didn't catch it. What was it?
It's a plastic pulverizer price, plastic pulverizer operating procedures, comma plastic.
Wait, no. The last one, I didn't catch it. The sentence you said before, I didn't catch it. What was it? You said something about feng shui, and then you lost me. What was it now?
You in a pride.
The producer starts strangling you. Stop repeating it. What is this thing? Is this a projector?
I don't know. It's something to do with plastic pulverization. I think it's a plastic pulverizer. I don't know why you'd need a plastic pulverizer.
So it was Knuckles all along. Thank you, everybody, for playing along with the Behind the Fence Happy Fun Time Game Show.
No, back to your scheduled programming.
Back to scheduled programming.
We have one death threat, actually. We got one from last episode.
Death threat came in finally? Oh, I was wondering where those went.
Yeah, it came from a really, really weird person who fetishizes murlocs, but also injects himself with dangerous chemicals.
That is me. I like to do that.
But it's probably the mirror penis version of you. Get it? And he said that our collective father smelled of elderberries, which you may know if you are a fine intellectual over 2